Every year, 140 innocent children and teens are buried because they're unintentionally shot. This number will only rise if we arm teachers. Do not prioritize guns over the lives of Tennesseans. Do not prioritize guns over the lives of our educators. And I am begging you, do not prioritize guns over the lives of your children.
They think that you can use the transgenders to sell the beer. This LGBTQ stuff is hurting most gays. Most gays do not like this because a real transgender who believes in women's rights and men's rights would not support having male transgenders compete with women in women's sports. This hurts and this causes violence.
In this room, I have listened to adults spew transphobic rhetoric. I learned of the deep hate that people harbor and release onto others. I watched policies passed that directly harm queer students like me. I cried, listening to the bickering that might be amusing if my well-being and safety didn't hang in the balance. I clung to a friend's hand, outraged and afraid at what I was hearing. Over the past year I've spent speaking at board meetings, I've turned naivety into pragmatism. I've learned greatly from everyone who has spoken, understanding the hopes and the fears of this district. I've been hardened by hate and softened by acceptance.
I grew up in fear of gun violence like millions of other students like me, and as a kid, it is a terrifying but sobering reality to know that your schools no longer feel safe, that your neighborhoods and movie theaters and malls no longer feel safe, and it is angering that I, as a student, have to sit up here today pleading for common sense gun laws. Schools should be trusting places where children can learn and grow free from fear. And again, teachers carrying firearms does not make us safer. My name is Iman Umar, I'm a Nashville native, and I'm a student at Vanderbilt University. I'm here today representing the Tennessee chapter of Students Demand Action for Gun Sense in America, in opposition to House Bill 7064. Like many Americans across the country, and especially as a Nashville native, I was heartbroken by the Covenant school shooting and the lives lost and forever changed by it. But let me be clear. Guns do not belong in the classroom. That is not the solution to our gun violence epidemic, and if more guns in more places made us safer, we'd be a safer country, but we're not. The person who testified before me said this, but I'm going to say it again. Law enforcement officers receive an average of 168 hours of training on weapons, self-defense, and the use of force. This bill could, in some cases, allow an adult to carry in a school after completing only 8 hours of handgun safety training, and I think that that is ridiculous. For many students, school is the only place where they can feel safe and be surrounded by caring adults. Knowing that a teacher has a gun, especially if they aren't fully trained with it, can strain that relationship and alienate these students. We know that arming our teachers does not make children safer. There's no evidence to suggest that it does, and in fact, it can increase the chance that a teacher's gun will fall into the wrong hands, or that a gun will discharge unintentionally and can injure a student. Introducing guns in schools isn't only ineffective, it is irresponsible. Listen to school safety experts, school administrators and teachers, parents and students. Listen to me and to all the Tennessee students that I'm speaking here for today. Keep guns out of our kids' schools. I'm begging you to oppose this bill. Thank you.
My name is Leo Birchall, and I use he, him pronouns. I'm a senior at Central Bucks West, and I'm the president of the Sexuality and Gender Alliance there. I'd like to preface my speech by saying that all my words are my own. No one has written them for me or asked me to say them. A lot can happen in 3 minutes. Right now, someone, somewhere, has just birthed their first child. Someone just lost their dad. Someone is feeling heartbreak for the first time. Someone is having their first kiss. In the time I will take to speak to you today, countless lives will have been changed irreversibly. I'm not here to change lives, though. I'm just here to bare my soul, as I have for so many months. I will tell you my truth for 3 minutes, and you can decide what you want to do with it. I'll pick out a few 3-minute moments from my life. In the span of 3 minutes, someone used my pronouns without asking me for the first time. In another 3 minutes, I told a friend about a crush. I was called sir at my job. I bought my first suit. These are all moments that come a little easier to cisgender people. You may take them for granted, but I don't, and I never will. I celebrate the small moments that I've had to fight for because I am transgender and because I am queer. I hope you will change, too, for the sake of queer youth. Thank you.
My name is Helena Spigner, and I am studying at Vanderbilt University to educate tomorrow's generation. Today, I am representing the Tennessee chapter of Students Demand Action for Gun Sense in America in opposition of HB 7064, SB 7020. Today is my first day of my junior year, and instead of catching up with the people I missed over the summer and making a good impression on my professors and my new employer, I am here. As I enter my third year at Vanderbilt University, I am terrified to graduate. Not because I don't know what my next steps are, but because I have a very vivid picture of what they will be if you vote in support of HB 7064 and SB 7020. Instead of waking up every morning excited to teach my fourth graders, I will dread entering the classroom. As school shootings have become more frequent in America, my family has become less supportive of my goals.